pretty dark out because it's early in the morning. And I guess we're switching over into the new time slowly but surely. So it'll be a while before you guys really see me. But yeah, good morning. The title of this live is Tired of Dealing with Mean Women. Was this Japanese woman also? So yeah, I went out with a Japanese lady, and she's straight from Japan. She's here to take some classes for her grad degree. Sorry, I guess I can't speak, but she came here to take some classes, and she got her master's degree from Harvard. She's actually going back this weekend, going back up to Boston this weekend. So she'll be here for about a year. Now that she's done, she's basically on her way back to Japan. But she's hoping her company can extend that visa or maybe bring her back because she does like it here. And a lot of people from all over the world want to come here because obviously the U.S. dollar. Now the question is, when you get here, are you going to be happy with the kind of culture that's found here? And a lot of immigrants initially make strides because they stay to their own immigrant groups. Like Muslims with Muslims, Igbos with Igbos, Chinese with Chinese, Redbirds, Blue Jays with Blue Jays, right? Alhamdulillah. So when you first get here, you kind of stick in your community. However, your children are taken to school, and a lot of these social, societal, cultural, languages, food are stripped, and you're given the American diet. From burnt pizza, chicken nuggets, a free and reduced lunch, to how you view the world, who you interact with, and long-term goals. It's because a lot of immigrants really come here to work and then go back home, unless they're like refugees, right? And then there's those types, and then there's the came here to make a better life for myself, stay here forever. However, me being a part, even though I was not born here, being a part of a group that's not that group that's not born here. However, I'm not born here old enough to still have the mentality or inherit the mentality of you come here, you work, you give back to your communities here and back in Nigeria or wherever you're from, and then having my other foot in. It doesn't make sense to leave and go back home, or you got to make a life here. So it doesn't make sense to leave and go back home. I'm on both spectrums because last generation, my family built, a lot of the old Nigerians built homes and whatnot in Nigeria for people to go live in. But it's like your children don't even speak the language anymore. Apparently, Nigerians even don't even speak their language anymore. So who are these homes being built for to stay in? When most Nigerians want to come here or London, So it's like, what child is going to volunteer to go back to Nigeria in the next 10, 15, or 50 years, So you have to make do with what's going on here. Well, one of the big issues about here is it's so hard to form families. This country is promoting single motherhood. I've been talking about this for a few years now, especially with the whole feminism that our women are being indoctrinated into when they go to college. If they don't get to college, then it seems like they're okay. But if they don't get married and start having kids, basically right out of high school and do the whole let me try community college thing, there's a chance. However, if they go full-blown college, even if they're only there for a year or two, they're going to get into the women's studies classes, and these ladies are programmed and wired to hate men. If you even speak or try to voice your concerns, you're bashing women. All the rhetoric, happy wife, happy life, boss babe, baddie, city girl, all these kind of things. Well, yesterday I went out with this Japanese lady, exchange student, like I was telling you guys, and I'll be honest. So we met up for coffee, and I know how most women move, so I put myself in a position to, okay, she's just like I'm thinking she's probably just like that other girl, because most girls are like this. She probably doesn't want Cheesecake Factory, so she's Japanese. So instead of going to the Cheesecake Factory of sushi, I was thinking let's go to the Hell's Kitchen of sushi, right? Because that's literally what women ask for. Like, I can't tell you, I just laughed a woman away the other day, last week, because she wanted me to take a black woman. She wanted me to take her to Hell's Kitchen, and I just laughed her away. Literally, I sent her 30 emojis, just laughing her away. She was like, TF funny, right? The fuck, what's the fuck funny, And after like a week or so, I finally replied back, and I said, you pay? She said yes. And I said, cap. She hasn't replied back since. Anyways, so I went, so this girl, she said, oh, let's do coffee or boba, because I also offered let's do boba. So she took the former, right? Is that how you say it? The former? Or in this situation, maybe? Anyway, so she took it, and she said, how about we do coffee or boba? That sounds more reasonable. I said, wow, check. Because I gave her the option to figure out who this. I'm not out here taking women out on Hell's Kitchen or whatever, by the way, but I will give you that option so I can already know where your mind is and where you're about to take us. So she takes, she goes, how about we do coffee or boba? And keyword, she says, that sounds more reasonable. Check mark. By the way, she's a graduate student, Harvard. She's older than me, actually. I think she's 31 or 32. So she's a few years older than me. She's nearly 4 years older than me. And I'll be honest, guys. Like I was gonna say a few minutes now. I'll be honest, guys. So I got there on time. When I mean on time, I mean ahead of time. I got there 30 minutes ahead of time. I ordered my coffee, everything. I was gonna get her coffee. I wanted to get her coffee. Anyways, so I get there on time. I get my coffee. I wanted to get 2 coffees, but I went ahead and got a coffee. I regret it after the fact. I should have waited for her, then got the coffee. I wanted to get 2, figure out how things work so that I don't look stupid. Because I've gone to dates before, and I had no idea how things work. And if the girl gets there before you, if she's the type to get coffee, she's gonna get her coffee and be sitting there waiting, and you'll definitely look stupid trying to figure out how to get the coffee or whatever's going on. And we went to Tate's, something like that, and it was really confusing. This is my first time going somewhere like this, this coffee shop. The way they set it up, it was really confusing, honestly. So yeah, I get my coffee. It was like $6 altogether. It was good coffee. I'm sitting there, and I'll be honest, guys, I was nervous. I was really nervous. I had a lot of butterflies. I was really nervous, like sweating nervous. Like I don't know why I was so nervous. I have never been this nervous in a long time to meet or talk to anybody. So I was very nervous. And honestly, I can't really explain it. We talked for 2 weeks, So we talked. We've had several conversations. Yet I was very nervous, shy. I don't want to say my hands were shaking or nothing, but I was perspiring. If anybody knows Naruto, Obito goes, is that? He's like, am I sweating? No, I think he said something like, he said, is this perspiration? No, it's just the rain. These fools can never make me sweat. So I was perspiring. I was really nervous. Like I was shy. Like I was like, oh man, I was looking at what other people were wearing, and I was looking at what I was wearing. I was trying to see if am I out of place. I'll be honest, like there were black people here, but it was like black older women, and they look kind of I don't want to say uppity, but there's another way to say it. Like let's just say high class or want to be high class. They looked, you know, up there. Like it was only women I saw there were older black women. I saw some form, like I saw like maybe two dark men, black men, but they're probably like Ethiopian or Indian or something, you know. And then it was me. The rest of the shot was just is young, like one or two young white boys, but the rest of the shot were just women. It was white women and Asian women. And I was looking at their dressing and trying to like figure out, did I dress right? You know, so I was very shy. I felt out of place, to be honest with you. It's DC, you know. DC gets really fancy really quick, and like next door are waiters in tuxedos and stuff. So you know, I was like looking at myself like, am I a hoodlum? Will anybody look at me and feel uncomfortable? You know, just assessing myself. Anyway, so she gets there. You know, she's Japanese, so I'm black. So a couple of Asians walked in, like a couple of Asian women, like, you know, one by one came in over time. And I was just like, is that her? Or is that her? So I met her, by the way, on Match. And I got Match because it seemed like older women are on there. And I'm not necessarily targeting older women. I've already talked about stuff like this before. I do have an age limit to date you seriously. Is about 24. Like I don't 18 to 22 we're good. But once you start approaching 24, I'm most likely not going to take you serious. I'm going to leave you alone. And so for this woman to be 32 and for me to have been on Match and talked to a lot of these women, it confirms my theory several times. And at the same time, I just wanted to see if I'm now at that age where these type of women are interested in me, and I am. A lot of women are interested in me, and in fact, some of them are shy. They'll come and look at my profile and leave, and basically want me to approach them and, you know, say hey to them. You know, women. But anyway, so she gets there finally, and she's got this tall white coat, like not bubble jacket, like the one Japanese wear, not like the mink coat. And she goes straight and gets her coffee, and she gets a strawberry cheesecake. And then she walks around and sees me and goes, hey, you know. She walks over, I stand up, you know. This is not a dinner date, so and the seat was like in front of me, so I couldn't necessarily pull her seat out, but you know, I introduced myself, you know, I motioned for her to sit down, like an interview. You know, I'm very courteous and nice. I'm like that with everybody. And like I was talking about in the live yesterday or the day before, it's very strange for me to feel anger or start getting upset or argumentative. So if you're a woman and you're bringing that out of me and I barely know you, you know, like we've only talked a few times, you are a mean and contentious woman, because normally I'm not like that. So if you can bring that out in me, you are mean and contentious. Like your nature is very irritating. And you're doing a lot of body language. You're pushing a lot of. So if a man's if you're, by the way, women, if you talk to a man and for some reason you feel like he's not answering you, he's distancing himself, or he even snaps at you, you wonder why, it's because you're putting out a lot of sign language. That's what they call it. You're being disrespectful with your body. Or you're straight up being in his face, trying to overtalk him. And if I ask you a question, instead of answering, you ask me a question. Like these kind of things, you know? Like, what do you like to eat? Oh, what do you like to eat? You know, that kind of stuff. And she's not, and this woman was not like that at all. She sits down, We talked. The conversation was very natural. I was, again, still very nervous. Again, this is like, when you look at age, when you look at accomplishment, like, you know, she's gone to Harvard. She got a master's degree from there. It's another language. Turns out she's half Japanese, half Chinese, which she really likes about me, because I've like, it turns out I'm not gonna say I know more Chinese than she does, but the Chinese I do know, she was familiar with, and she wasn't really adept at Chinese either, because her dad married a Japanese woman, and they grew up in Japan, so she's not adept at Chinese. She's familiar with it. She doesn't know how to count in Chinese, but she knows the, you know, kind of words and stuff as his dad talked to his mom, like his mom, and his grandma or mother. His dad, you know, she probably heard his father talk to his mother and family, so she understands certain words, like how Nigerian children understand certain words in Igbo as well. Anyways, so yeah, we're conversing, and the shyness naturally just rolls off. She's leading a lot of the conversation. She's asking me questions, but not like questions like this one, like this black woman was doing all through this week. Where'd you get your degree? Where'd you get your this? What's that? What's your occupation? Actually, when I thought she was asking that, and I started to, you know, tell her what I was doing, what I did. And by the way, we like showing each other photos of each other. So like, I'll show her, like, you know, me at work or some of my hobbies. So when I went to go, you know, when I said, oh, I do this, I do that, after like maybe 30 seconds or so, 40 seconds, a minute, like, she was really interested. She was very impressed. But unlike other girls where I felt like I drone on and they were so stuck on like, oh, you do da 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 da, wow, you know, she after, you know, it was just like, oh, you do that, I do this, and then we talk, and then she'd be like, oh, do you like to surf? And then we go on to laugh about how her and I are both afraid of heights, so we're never going skydiving. She loves to swim, I love to swim. She loves roller coasters. You know, I said, you know, I'll take you to some roller coasters, but I'll take some photos of you while you're up there. You know, kind of things like that. It made her laugh and giggle. And we sat there we were supposed to meet at 4:30. We sat there till 7:50 talking. We had finished our coffee a long time before, and we had a great time. You know, she loves sushi. I like sushi, but I only like cooked sushi. She didn't do the whole, like, this is how I know she's not American or nothing. She didn't do the whole like, oh, cooked sushi's not sushi. She didn't care about none of that. What she found funny was I like cooked sushi or sushi, and then I like to eat it with fried rice. Cause she's never gone to like a hibachi place probably. So she was like, rice on rice? So rice on rice was very funny. And because she has such a strong accent, it brought out my accent. And so I was, you know, I even made her laugh, because I said, you know, you bring out my accent, because normally I'll use my Barack Obama, like how I'm using my Barack Obama now. That kind of comment made her laugh. So she's laughing and giggling. There are a lot of Japanese or just foreign people social cues that like, for example, she would eat with her mouth open, and like, she literally sat down, started eating and talking, mouth open. She was eating cheesecake. You could see it in between her lips. And, you know, that was odd. And to, according American culture, not ladylike, but to Japanese culture, or like a lot of foreign cultures, she's just eating. And she's very excited to get to know me and talk to me. You know, and so that wasn't a thing. And honestly, I didn't find it disgusting or nothing. I just found it interesting. Because here in America, you eat and you do all this stuff, and a lot of women are so subconscious of this or that. They put on all this makeup. She wasn't wearing makeup. I could tell her age, but you know, she's Asian, just like I'm black. So even if, like, I could tell her age, but she doesn't look like old and wrinkly or nothing like that, even though she's older than me. Whereas a lot of women, when they hit their 30s, yeah. But she looked like a nice lady. And honestly, the longer we talked, the girlier she became. So when I first saw her, I maybe saw a wrinkle or two. Cause she's 32, I'm 28. You'll see wrinkles, but compared to our counterparts who are my age, who have straight up women who have straight up white hair everywhere, you know, she's fine. And as we talked, she became more and more and more girly, more feminine, more girly. Like, she was already that, but like I started to realize and understand how sweet, how feminine, how girly she is, courteous she is, nice she is. She even talked about the differences of like the Japanese and American culture that she's noticed so far. And so we really had a good time. And at the end, she realized, oh, it's gotten so dark. It's almost 8 o'clock. I don't know if it's safe around here. I offered to take her home, and she only declined. Like, I know she only declined because of this reason. Not because, oh, I don't want you to come to my place or whatever. She declined because she knew that it was rush hour, and to get to my home at that time it was like an hour and like 1 minute. But I was telling her like an hour is nothing, and also when I get on the road, the traffic will go away. Literally, when I started driving, the traffic went down to 30 minutes, you know, because it was like about 8, you know. So I told her, traffic, there's no more traffic. This is just the GPS hasn't updated. So she didn't want to inconvenience me anymore than she felt like she had already. This woman feels like she's inconvenienced me, you know? And she didn't want me to take her home. This is why. She's not gonna say it. She didn't want me to take her home because she didn't want to put more work on me. So then I offer, you know, I can walk you to the metro if you like that, because she's worried about walking around at night by herself. And she looks it up. It's 6-minute walk. That's nothing. And she wanted a 20-minute walk, and she wanted a 1 hour walk, you know, and she still didn't want me to drop her off, and she just wanted a 1 hour walk. I'd walk with her all the way there. That's how I treat all women. That's how I treat all women. Except she's receptive. So she pulls out her GPS, you know, she's not really phone savvy, which is kind of cute. And so I'm actually amazed she made it there 5 minutes late. Which is early, obviously. Like, it's not that. Honestly, I'm amazed that I even made there on time. So anyways, what was I gonna say? Anyway, so I'm wrapping this up, by the way, guys. So she's leading us, and several times, you know, I think she's getting flustered and shy and nervous, you know. She's leading us, she's shy, she doesn't want to mess up. She's like, how about you lead us? I'm like, no, go ahead, you lead. And then we were just having all sorts of different conversations. I even talked about being her bodyguard. I'd be like, hey, get away. Hey, do you know her? Do you have an appointment? You know, stuff like that. She was laughing and giggling. Like, literally, as the date progressed, she became so girly and like so bubbly. She was just laughing. She was giggling and laughing the entire time. Like, there was not a moment where she wasn't smiles and happy and excited, you know. And it didn't seem like she wanted to go home, honestly. It didn't seem like she wanted to say goodbye. And it's funny because we were actually kind of lost. I was just going with her. And after some point, I said, you know, let me help you. Let me Google. So I Googled the metro. And it's so funny because our personality I've understood who she is and what she likes, what she, you know, what makes her laugh, stuff like that. So our personalities sync as a man and woman should. And so when I look at the GPS and it's telling me it's behind me, instead of saying, oh, by the way, it's behind me, I understand her enough to just make a straight U-turn. So I literally just made a about face, like zoop, and started walking the opposite direction. And she bust out laughing and runs up to me like, oh, we were going the wrong way, you know. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You know. And so we just laughing and giggling. We walk. By the way, if you guys know about DC, this is a Tate Coffee across from the FBI building. So yeah, we walked, take it to the metro, and we hugged 3 times. And she had told me about the differences of Japanese American culture. So when she hugged me, you know, like it was like this hug, like air hug almost, which was very interesting. Like she hugged me, but it was like an air hug because in Japanese culture they don't hug, they don't shake hands, they don't touch like that. They don't say all these hey, how are you? You know, all this like small talk. Japanese people don't have small talk. Just like African people, we don't have small talk. We have direct conversation. We might say like good day and keep walking because we're going somewhere to go work, but we're not gonna sit there and chit chat you to death. And we're very genuine in that. Like if you upset us, we tell you. If you do good, we tell you. If you need help, we come help you. We tell you. You know, we don't turn a blind eye to you. If you're talking rubbish, we'll tell you you're talking rubbish. You shut up your mouth there. You know. But anyways, so we hugged 3 times, and it's funny because after every, so she hugged me like spontaneously like twice. This woman is hugging me spontaneously twice. And on the 3rd hug, you know, I said, you know, since you're short and I'm tall, you know, you should try to hug above me and I'll hug under. Which obviously doesn't make sense because you should do that, right? But I got something for her. So she goes to hug me above instead of under, like she was doing that, and I like picked her straight up from the floor like she was just a book bag, like just she's like 5'4", 5'3", you know, and I'm like 5'11" and a half. I've got some height on her, but and you know, she's feminine and she's not petite at all. To me, she looks normal sized, like a normal sized woman should look. So I yanked her off the floor because I go to the gym every day, and she was just giggling, literally like a little girl, just giggling. Like she was just like, I put her down, and she was like, she slapped my arm. She was like, "Ah, you tricked me!" Da, 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 da. You know, and she literally didn't want to say goodbye. And I'm the one who and I'm happy for that because then it allowed me to initiate the, I hope you get home safe. You know, because when you show self-control and you're just like, okay, we're here at this destination. This is where you want to be. I'm waving you goodbye. I'm waiting for you to walk away. You're getting on the train. I see you're like where you said you want to be safely. I can now go. Unless I hear like I'm dying, then, you know, I'll come back. But I see she's fine. She waves. She like literally, you know, like pursuit of happiness. She turned several times and like waved again, waved like, you know, she was super excited. When we got back home, you know, I checked on her and said, after a while, you know, I said, hey, I hope you made it home safe. She replied back like an hour or so later. I was busy, so I don't know when she replied back, honestly. But she said, hey, I've been home. She said, my takeaway was rice on rice. And she said, I love today. I love going out with you. Everything, exclamation points. And that was very refreshing. And honestly, I was upset. Not like, oh my God. But we've been conditioned so much to pull out all this money for these girls on dates that they don't deserve, that they require. Cheesecake Factory girl, right? That I wanted to get her coffee. I want to get her cheesecake. And so now I'm excited because if we ever get to go out again, I'm going to want to I want to do something for her to reward her for being such a nice lady and being so sweet and kind, because that gave me life, that gave me energy. I was so excited. You know, I went to the gym last night after everything, and I just kept checking to see if she replied, kept checking if she still replied. So she was on my mind all night because as a man, I just don't get that kind of treatment and energy and excitement and just somebody being that nice, you know? Anyways, that was a date with the foreign exchange student. And she's a professional, by the way. She's not just a student. She works just like I work. And her program, her company sent her here to work. She still works, and she's at school too. So she's just like me, a very hardworking woman. Except she's not mean and doesn't think like she literally did not. Like, we just kind of skimmed over, oh, I do this. And she told, like, we talked about her situation a little bit, but not like, oh, I need a green. She was like, I'm trying to negotiate with my company so I can stay here longer, you know. if anything, I'm the one who's like, you know, well, if that doesn't work out, don't worry, I got you. And she was giggling. She's like, you're so funny. You don't know me. You don't know me. She didn't even say that. She didn't say that. She didn't say that. You know, she did not even say that. So, anyways, but that's that. And honestly, I know nothing's going to come out of it, because at the end of the day, she got to go back to her country. And I've already talked about how I feel about getting married here. Because as sweet as she is and nice she is, when she come here, the chance of her changing is very, very high. And I know a couple of other Japanese people, mainly one who was the mom of my ex. They adopted her, and the mom, super sweet, super feminine. She's such a wife to her husband, who's a Jewish white man. She really takes care of him. She cooks. She takes our plates away. She treats us like we're kids, but not kids in a demeaning way, but kids like here's my son, and here's my husband that's also my son that I really care about. Like, for example, I don't have dietary needs. Like, I'm not allergic to anything, but she, over the years of me dating her daughter, found out the kind of things I like, and food wise, and she prepares it and to the way I like it. And when I'm going, she wraps up food to give me, very nice. And then I return. This is a Japanese woman, and I return. By the way, I bought some of her paintings, and I in return, if I haven't seen them in a few months, because I was depressed for a while after some things. So but anyway, even during the relationship and even after, like, this has been a whole journey, and it's not like a big journey, honestly. But even after some days, or not some days, but some months, I will go and buy her a flower. The kind of flowers she likes, like because she has the plants and stuff like that. So I'll buy her like a flower that I know she'll tend to and try to make blossom. And she always gets at me. She's like, I still have your other 5 flowers. Like, these are flowers that she plants. And I forget the name of it. Lily or lilac. It's like really pretty. And she always gets it. I still have the other one. And it's getting harder because I basically got her every color of the rainbow at this point. This Japanese woman. So this Japanese woman, probably in her 70s or late 60s. And then here's the younger version of her 30s. And I see her, the older, and I see the younger. So, and they're behaving the same way. And this is the way she treats her husband is the way my mom treats my dad. And so that's a check mark. But I'm not seeing that in Igbo Nigerian women there or here at all. And I haven't met one. The women, the Igbo Nigerian women, and women, black women in general, or women in general, these days think that marriage is slavery. The cooking and cleaning is contentious. But here is a woman or 2 women who go out their way to serve and just she enjoys making sure we like the food she's eating, like she's making, and she's not a pushover. This ain't not like me. Me and my ex's mom have butted heads. Like, I went and cut their grass once before, and I cut some of her flowers by accident because I was in a rush to take her daughter to work, and so I didn't even plug up their gutter back. And she was so upset at the things that I did wrong that I was kind of upset. And then, I'm Nigerian. So I was then upset because it's like, I came out that did, and I had to take your daughter to work. So we haven't always been on good like, we've butted heads. And my opinion on life, like, for example, I'm a Republican. She hates Trump. I like Trump. I love Trump. So we have definitely our own opinions about life. And we both stand on what we like and don't like. But at the end of the day, me and her daughter are together, and she still treats me like her son. She's caring, Mostly I talk to her husband, because me and her husband, like, we love history, we love religion and stuff like that. We talk about so many different things. So I mostly talk to her husband. But when I come there, she talks my ear off. We have a great conversation. We have a good time. You know, great time. And the way I was raised, I can't now I've known them for years. I can't just like if they want me around, I will come around. So I can't just be like, oh yeah, me and your daughter broke up, so nah. No, I'm gonna come check on you because her husband and I have the same birthday, so we've shared birthdays together. Even after me and her, I haven't seen their daughter in years now. It's been like probably 2.5 years. I haven't seen them. I'm not gonna talk about that situation because she's going through stuff. So it's been years now, and me and her dad still have birthday dinners together, Thanksgiving together. You know, we get together and do something. We have a good time. Because and if I just texted her dad the other day and I said, hey, if you need something done around the house, let me know, because he's 81 now. Like I said, Japanese woman is either in her 70s or late 60s. So I can't turn a blind eye because these are people who treat me well, I care about, and naturally I'm gonna take care of the people around me, from the children to the elders, especially the elders, because at my age that is my responsibility. If I was in Nigeria with my community, that's what I do. I'm the oldest, so that's my job. But anyways, I gotta go. And I love this date. Honestly, I kind of felt sad, and it's like a new happiness of anxiety, if that makes sense. Like it's not like I miss you because because we have so much history. It's like I miss you longing of I hope I see this girl again. Does she want to see me again? How else do you want to say it? I don't know. It just realistically can't happen, can't work. But at the same time, it's like willing to do some things to make it happen. I might be really willing to overlook things and actually go for her. Do what I need to do to make sure she can be here if she wants to really be here. If she can't, guys, I'll see you in Japan. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa. See you in Japan. And she's open to come to Nigeria, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's already open to come to Nigeria. She's fine. She is literally open and ready and willing to follow me wherever in the world I want to go. She's here. She's liked her experience in America. She wants to stay a little bit longer, but she's ready to go anywhere else. It's not like this is it, Anyways, see you guys. It was a great date.